It's time for the home opener for Orange County Soccer Club. Gorgeous Southern California playing host as Miami FC make the cross-country road trip with a brand new side, seemingly. Mervine and Championship Soccer Stadium, OCSC, welcome the Miami FC. Joined by Jamie Watson, Mike Watts on hand. This is an Orange County team that's already been out on the road for a couple of weeks. And Colin Shuttler did something truly spectacular while he was there. And a Miami team that's just trying to get a feel for themselves. One win and a loss under their new manager with largely a new roster to show for it. Well, we've got a wonderful day ahead here, Jamie. And if you look at a wonderful night in Orange County lore, our Omega Accounting Solutions player to watch, Colin Shuttler, come on.
Colin Shuttler, he's got a goal on the season. He's got a shutout on the season. Team of the week already. It's been a wonderful start, this one. And the 96 minutes steals a point on the road at Sacramento, and then he follows it up with a wonderful performance in Pittsburgh, where his team wins 2-0. He made all of the saves that he needed to, everything that was asked of him, and it was a great performance.
Brian Olowski gets the opening goal in the 3rd minute of play. So away to Pittsburgh, a side that's now lost 3 in a row to start the campaign for the first time under Bob Lilly, with a defeat at the hands of Louisville earlier today. Where would the goals come from? With Milan Olowski gone, Brian Olowski to the fore. It remained 1-0 late into the game. Perhaps a reason we'll see a change in the lineup. Cameron Dunbar making the run for Orange County, slots home the second, and OCSC make the cross-country trip of their own and knock out the reigning Players' Shield winner, Pittsburgh Riverhounds, 2-0 alongside the Monongahela in the Steel City. Now for Miami, this is a group, let's just say, trying to find themselves. And against Colorado Springs, you could argue they got throttled, and yet Booth scores early, Bolta scores a penalty. Wow, what a result.
Yeah, they've found ways to get results. It hasn't been the cleanest performance yet that we've seen from Miami FC over the course of 90 minutes. However, they are capably of frustrating. Andrew Booth will need to try to be a frustrating figure tonight for the visitors.
It'll be a sellout crowd this evening as Orange County throws open the doors and welcomes Miami to Southern California. Got lineups and kickoff coming up next. This presentation of Orange County Soccer Club is presented by Hoag, the official hospital and healthcare partner of OCSC. Take a look at the mountains here in Southern California. Ready to roll. Orange County's starting 11. Dunbar and Zubak provide all the firepower you need.
And those two up top will have a really important role. We'll talk more about that later. You've got to have the solidity in the back line. Chata at the back will try to overlap on the left side. Lamb will try to get forward to provide those service. Olofsky, we alluded to it a moment ago. He had the goal early on. It was his running to the back post that caused problems in Pittsburgh. We'll try to replicate that again tonight.
Meanwhile, for Miami, they've made some changes.
And they have. So with this formation, they're going to try to be able to compress the midfield and try to get forward as often as they can. That's going to be a difficult task for them. They're going to try to be able to frustrate Orange County in their home opener if possible.
Lopez and Mejia are the two changes for Miami. Here we go. Saturday night in Orange County. No place you'd rather be. OCSC, welcome the Miami FC. It's a Miami team that's going to look so substantially different from past years. Antonio Nocerino taking over the side, the Italian midfielder who finished his playing career in the United States and now jumps into a managerial role with this Miami team with renewed expectation. Ball clipped back to Gagliardi, the Floridian native. Have you ever seen the seconds count up by the 10th in the first minute?
That is something new on the scoreboard.
Long may it continue.
Nothing gets by you, does it, Mike Watts?
No, but we just lost our opportunity of knowing exactly when a ball hit the net. Andrew Fox leaning in. Rain in the forecast in Orange County, and it appears for the moment it doth not persist.
So at this point, sunset tonight in Orange County, 7:07 p.m. And as we celebrate Ramadan, one of the cool things that we're starting to see in the world of soccer, when players who practice and are in the midst of Ramadan, they fast from sunrise to sunset. And in this instance, Jafal for Orange County, he has been unable to eat or drink from sunrise to sunset, so a wonderful show of respect. The game kicked off as scheduled, but because sunset was so early in the match, that's why we've stopped, so he can break fast. This is why we call it the beautiful game, understanding that there's a place in this game for everyone, no matter race, religion, or any other determining factor in our lives. It's for everybody, and this moment is a beautiful representation of that practice.
And so Sofiane Jafal, the French native who featured at Oregon State, ultimately landed at DC United and Austin last year in his debut game here in Orange County. Shares a quick moment with the referee on the way through as Jeremy Shear knew just the moment to take a quick pause, and we move on here tonight. Long may this continue. Tonight's injury report is brought to you by Zulfikari Law. Nothing to report for Orange County. Clean bill of health for the moment. Kasipli. Jafal. Tapped outside by Dunbar. Partita. This is Kasipli. Pressure arriving. Lopez hard charging. Floated up by Bota. Seeking Gavanas. And Andrew Fox up to the task. Only 8 starts last year, and he's been in the leading role to start the season, with Marcus Knockham starting the season on the bench after 33 starts a year ago. Knudsen played it through. Cardona. Toronto. Gagliardi. Handful of stints last year with the team, but gets the chance to shine, or does he? He sidesteps. We've seen a couple goalkeepers early in this season perhaps overplay their hand in goal. Gavanas tapping wide. High arcing service toward the penalty area. Skewed away by Lamb. Miami continue. Booth. Laid off by Zubac. Schottler. May recognize it looks a little different on your TV screen. They've reversed the angle from which we broadcast the game from here in Orange County, one of the adjustments made over the offseason. Life is all about perspective, Jamie.
Yeah, same picture, looking at it from a different angle. Some philosophical breakdown in there, I'm sure, somewhere. Might I remind you, though, they started on this side, and then for the last 5 seasons, they switched over to the other side, and they're back.
Great historic note, Jamie.
Thanks to our producer, Ryan Rose.
Broadcasting school really paid off. Tapped over by Knudsen. It is the latest sellout here in Orange County. Handful of empty seats for the late arriving traffic. 7th minute scoreless. Miami attempting to dictate. Overplayed their hand for Gavanas. 9 assists, that's second most in League One last year. Out of Greenville. Ball deflected by Alaski. Kasipli taken out. That's going to come with a card, and Mitrano has been booked.
Really good pressure from Alaski to help force that mistake, and then from there, Mitrano having to make the tackle to stop the promising attack. It's a tactical foul. If he doesn't bring down Kasipli in that moment, the next pass is going in behind the back three for Miami. They were unbalanced, undone from the turnover. So Mitrano having to understand taking the booking early on helps prevent the counterattack and potentially conceding a goal inside the first 8 minutes.
Mitrano in from Las Vegas, where he played in 26 games a year ago. To be fair, not a lot of success in Las Vegas a year ago. Hopefully better things to come with Miami. That's Jafal standing over the ball. In the 9th minute of play in Orange County, trying to light this candle early. Jafal lobs in. Ball bounces down wide. And that was that momentary belief that perhaps Fox had opened the scoring tonight for OC. It rippled the net, but the wrong side.
Fox, one of the targets at the back post, and finds himself inside the 6-yard box, but he's falling away because he can't get the balance correct. That's why he's unable to redirect that and guide that inside the post.
soars upward, and Dunbar just got spun out, wins a free kick for Orange County. Now, for those unfamiliar with how Orange County plied their trade last year, Morton Carlson brought in mid-season a real struggle to start with Richard Chaplow at the helm. As an interim, Chaplow led Orange County to the 2021 USL Championship trophy. Ultimately dismissed mid-season. In comes Morton Carlson, who only joined the team the midway point of the offseason. And the Dane went on to lead the team to a 15-4-2 mark after starting 2 wins, 7 losses, and 4 draws. Third in the West. And the conference semifinal, where they were down in extra time by the eventual champion last year, Phoenix Rising. That's a vicious tackle in front of the County Coalition. Brian Olosky showing what's really endeared himself to his hometown fans.
Timing is everything, and that was perfectly timed. Goes in hard, but he goes in cleanly, and that is a tone-setting challenge in the home opener from the man who got his team off to a perfect start on the road last week in the 3rd minute at Pittsburgh with a goal.
That's out of the reach of Kasipley. Upfield from Knutson, and it finds Lopez. Stabs it further. Miami into the penalty area. Blasted shot! Miami leads! And it's Alan Gavanas up from League One with his first championship goal.
A turnover in the midfield. And a lovely flick from Lopez. It was so astute to understand that. Gavanas reads that the defender is overcommitted, and in that moment, it's Fox who's come over from his center back role, so he's unfamiliar in that left back role as Chata then takes the place. So Gavanas reads that there's a bit of an imbalance between the center back and the left back, comes inside, and he catches Shuttler having ventured too far across. The near post needs to be covered. It should be covered in that moment. Gavanas finds the inch-perfect place to put that at the near post and gives the visitors the lead inside 12 minutes.
And what a remarkable start for Miami on the road. And Miami FC out in front. Now, to put Miami in perspective, think back to their time in the NASL. Nesta had this team running like a finely tuned watch. Paul Dalglish takes over, 36-5-6 over 2 years. Then the team enters the championship. It's a group in their 5th year in the league, only made the playoffs twice. It was 2021 and 2022. But last year, Anthony Pulis dismissed. Louis Neal finishes out the year. And Antonio Nocerino takes over, the 38-year-old Italian with a ton of experience up in Orlando, both coaching and playing after a remarkable career that saw him at Palermo, Juve, Milan, Genoa, and of course the Italian national team as well. This is a group that last year finished 9th, narrowly missed the postseason. Big ball wide, and that just skips over. And that's a hair of frustration from Chata. Further up north in California, needs about 50 tickets for family and friends when they play in Oakland. But it leads to a pretty good Orange County crowd. How about we take a look at the Patterson Auto keys to the match? It's that duo up front you're watching, Jamie.
And you're seeing the impact that Zubac can have, and it quickly finds its way to Dunbar. You've got a big man in Zubac who can flick on headers. Dunbar, a lot of agileness to him, a little bit of deception in his movement. Those two need to combine as much as they can.
Clearance left a lot to be desired. Outside Lamb. Upward, Clearance still not quite complete. Touched outside by Partita. Hang on Miami for just a moment. Ball won by Gavanas and out. So let's go back to the Patterson Auto keys to the game as it relates to Miami FC.
Well, in this 3-4-3 formation, you get your width from your wing backs. That's defensively and offensively. So at times, you're going to see Metrano come inside. You're going to have him also be wide at times. There's going to be moments in which Cardona has to then communicate. And for Nocerino and his side, he's going to ask a lot of those wingbacks, but he's going to need them to try to be up and down the field the entire night if they want to go on the road and they want to ruin the home opener for Orange County.
We're off to a good start as Metrano stamps on the ball, holds possession. Orange County a win and a draw in that season opening road trip. The late point claimed at Sacramento opening night, and then the 2-0 win away to Pittsburgh. Returning home with all the good feelings that came out of an incredible conclusion to last year too.
If I would have told Morton Carlson before the season started, you're going to face off against the best team in the West and the best team in the East from a year before, and you're going to walk away with 4 to 6 points, I think he might have said, well, I like your optimism. I think that's a bit ambitious. Yet here we are. That has been how bright the start has been for Orange County this season. And that's both of those on the road.
Miami with the early stunner, Gavanas. Late tackle from Lopez causes a bit of Orange County discomfort. Well, knocked out by Bolta, 21-year-old Italian who earned a promotion from the 4th division into the 3rd division. If you're a big Serie A fan and you're watching on CBS Sports Golazo Network, makes a lot of sense to watch this Miami FC team because top to bottom, there is a lot of Italian influence. Orange County dashing. Played it ahead of Lasky. Oh, he can do wonderful things. Lasky got stonewalled.
Tremendous defensive recovery from Miami after being caught on the break. The recovery never allowed Lasky that half step of space he was looking for to try to get an effort off.
There is the Miami head coach, Antonio Nocerino, named November the 14th to the role. The runner-up at the Euros, played at the 08 Olympics, and part of this, dare I say, Calcio e Cappuccino influence. Look at Lopez! Well, Lopez, the Cuban, almost brought a whole different kind of coffee to this equation. It's wide.
Both are delicious, and that was inches from being a delicious finish. Lopez catches it with the outside of his right, so the only problem with that is the ball spinning away. And as it hangs up here in the air, it just, at the last second, turns away from Colin Shuttler's goal. My goodness, that is what Miami FC can do to you, lull you to sleep, and then one ball with the threat of Lopez in behind can undo you that quickly.
Lopez had an enormous run with Galaxy 2 and some nice moments with San Antonio, but it's been this ever flailing up and down wave for him. If he scores a couple goals here early, Miami might have their striker, and if he doesn't, well, it could be a long year for Miami on the attacking end. Ultimately, their goal came from Gavanas, and a well-taken one in the 12th minute.
But to your point, Lopez got the assist on it because of that clever little flick with the outside of his right to continue it on to the path of Gavanas.
He looks excellent to start the season for Miami, and that earned him the start here today. And he's chasing after it here. He got something on it. Shuttler ultimately got all of it. I believe it was at RGV that Wilmer Cabrera described him as, quote, like a strong bulldog in how he approaches the game from that striker position. He's just well built, gets after everybody in pressure. When he's in form, could be among the best in the championship. Fox. Simply. Slicing ball ahead. Whip back across. It's going to hang up for Kasimpli. Square. And ultimately out of play.
Good response from the home side. Finding a bit of success when they go from one side of the field and a quick switch to the other. This one gets to the end line, and Kasimpli very unselfishly doesn't hit the rolling ball back towards him 25 yards outside. Tries to slide it over to a teammate in a more advantageous position. I like the response we're seeing from Orange County after going down a little bit against the run of play. We're gonna have to get that final execution on the final ball, the final shot selection though. We're gonna have to improve that. They want to get back on level terms.
Olowski overplayed his hand. There's a strong tug into Lamb. Referee will let play continue. This game airing locally in Miami, but also on Bally Sports in Southern California. Also on the free CBS Sports app on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. 2 weeks away from the opening broadcast game for the USL on CBS. Louisville will host Indy 11 on April the 6th. Then just 3 short days later, Louisville will travel to Charleston, take a look at the Eastern Conference winner.
What a landmark deal this has been with USL and CBS Sports. The Golazo Network has been nothing short of astounding. Big compliments to Mike Nastry, Ben Stauber, Chris Karen, the likes there, all the men and women who work hard on that show every single day to bring us shows like Morning Footy. It's a great way to start your day, the score line, to wrap everything up and everything in between.
It warms my heart seeing a guy who worked in the championship for a time, Chris Whittingham, on the Nations League semis. Ball launched downfield. Of course, airing on CBS.
Yeah, they've got a whole roster full of immensely talented people.
Good to see USL in good company in that portfolio.
Amen.
Lamb. Supporters section overflowing tonight for Orange County. Ball took a nick upfield. Shuttler reclaims and resets. Mitrano. Zubak unable to arrive in time Gagliardi to Sweat. OCSC returns to the champ next Saturday. That's March the 30th. Spring Break Beer Fest against FC Tulsa. The OrangeCountySoccer.com/tickets. Lock in yours before they're gone. The beer fests here are legendary.
Sounds like plans are sorted.
Yeah. Hamburg was here, the German side. Can I tell you that the German fest that they threw in the plaza adjacent to the stadium is still the commentary of legend?
They're still talking about it.
I think Antonio's looking more for a fine glass of wine.
He strikes me as a fine palate.
Indeed.
Italian red wine and some conversation, maybe a nice Chianti about one of the vast tournaments that he won or trophies he won along the way in his incredible and illustrious career.
Booth. Metrano. Mejia and Metrano. No chance at a two-man game with the swarming orange shirts. Booth.
This is encouraging from Miami FC, though. The understanding when to try to make the two-man game work, and when it doesn't work, then make the ball do the work and possess it and move it side to side. Cause your opponents to have to work. This is the home side in their home opener, and they're sitting 15 yards into their own half with their line of confrontation.
Ball driven forward, bouncing in front of goal. That wasn't dealt with well. Ultimately, it was. Cesano was nearby, the 19-year-old Italian who featured in Serie C.
That is methodical from Miami FC to go from one side to the other and ultimately get the service that causes a bit of concern and bother for Orange County, and they have to concede a corner.
Volta.
What you're seeing right now is 6 players from Miami FC inside the 6-yard box, along with defenders that are responsible for marking, along with a player at the front post whose responsibility is to not let anything go up and over. So safe to assume this ball is going to be put right into the palms of Colin Shuttler, and he's more than welcome to go and try to jump and win that in front of no less than 12 people. If all goes to plan.
Cityside Fiber presents the corner. Volta then went for the near post, but he got to put it in play to make Shuttler perspire.
The reason that goes out is because he's trying so hard to get that right at the near post to go up and over, and where the whole host of bodies are. Volta, player of his quality, will expect himself to do better from that position.
You know, the reality of Miami FC the last few years, Ricardo Silva has always wanted to play an impressive brand of football, the owner, Miami FC. Anthony Pulis, in some ways, was a bit of a peculiar pick, given the way he goes about setting up a team. So structured. And in the early returns from Miami FC this year is that it's going to be a different, in a good way, attacking form for the group. That tackle is going to cause the referee to really contemplate. Volta went through and got all of Partita. Volta trying to make his apology known.
Volta is nowhere near it. If he escapes this conversation with the referee Jeremy Shear without seeing a booking, I will be shocked. That is a heavy challenge. Great look from our crew from behind to see that.
And with the studs coming down toward the shins, Partita avoided a particularly painful evening. And I guess we've got a silver-tongued player here that discussion's ongoing, and conversely, Lopez is down and asking the athletic training staff to come take a look.
It's a worrisome moment if you're a Miami FC fan, but I can't wrap my head around how that tackle has come in, and Botza can be so far off from the challenge and just get away with the talking to.
And all the while, this Bulldog, as described by a former coach, getting stretched out. That sort of followed Lopez around as well. 50 games the last 2 years, 11 goals, 4 assists. At Rio Grande Valley, a side that folded over the offseason. Well, not sure what was said, but apparently it was enough. And Lopez trying to walk this off. They're working on his calf.
Botza will have to be intelligent with every challenge he makes. He got the benefit of the doubt on this one.
Yeah, Cabral just got up, by the way, on the Miami bench, and it looks like they're going to have to make a change. Card not in time, so Miami will play with 10 for a moment, assuming they won't be able to manage to get Lopez back in. Brawl being prepared. And Orange County into the attack. This will be a corner.
All right, fans, get up and get loud.
Just announced Partita picked up a yellow card in that whole kerfuffle for dissent. Short corner. Corner's brought to you by City Side Fiber. Ball through. Attempt to flick that back toward goal. Did it escape the line? Yeah, corner.
Well done for Dunbar to get to the end line, and Azat looked like it was just going to carry over. Dunbar does enough to be able to win a corner.
There's the change. So Cabral comes in. League One title at South Georgia Tormenta earned him a move to the championship. 2 goals, 2 assists for the Brazilian last year. City Side Fiber corner for Orange County. Driven into the area, found the back post, header in! Orange County level! And Ashton Miles rising up toward it. The 19-year-old from Huntington Beach, California has got his first.
Dunbar did ever so well to win the corner. The delivery comes in, up goes the head. Ashton Miles, a fantastic header, towering header, posterizes 2 defenders for the first goal of your professional career. An incredible time to do it in the home opener. What a response from this Orange County side. Cue the smoke.
Ashton Miles, number 33 in the 33rd minute, an OC native. Serenaded. Jamie, you've been around this game long enough. You score for your hometown team, it hits different. That first goal, memorable for sure.
Well, and this is part of the pathway that Orange County set up. They want to be able to introduce, develop, and ultimately move on to the first team. They're youth players, and Ashton Miles at 19 years old. And he's been a part of this, he's been around it, and so we've seen it develop and grow. And when he fights for a place, he earns it. He's held it through the first 2 weeks of the season.
Ball crossed through. Gagliardi stayed. Pounded over the line by Beak. Corner.
And now here's a moment where Miles was always one of the targets on this. I'll look to try to run it back from just 120 seconds ago. It's gonna be a big moment. Now the crowd's back into it thanks to the header from Miles. Can Orange County go and do a double salvo in 2 minutes?
Corner, Orange County. Ball bouncing, and there was a push in the middle of the penalty area. Draws the whistle. So Miami scores in just the 12th minute from Alan Gavanas, only to see Ashton Miles on a set piece pull Orange County onto level terms in the 33rd. He is the first OCSC2 player to be in the academy and go to a pro deal. They've done the young player that ultimately landed in Orange County after developing elsewhere and done it really well. Kobe Henry comes to mind. You've certainly got guys like Bryce Jamison and so on and so forth. Ashton Miles is an OC guy, and that's the next step for Orange County to be able to take advantage of this really fertile ground around them. As Miami win it short of the halfway line and ultimately spin it out over the touchline.
To your point, from Huntington, just around the corner, and you could see it in his face with the celebration, just what it meant to him, to his family, his friends that are in attendance. A big moment for the big man. 19 years old, scoring your first professional goal. Savor that one for a lifetime.
.37th minute in Irvine, that's a foul. We've had a game with 40 fouls, a game with 45 shots in the championship today. I think I know which game I would have preferred to have watched. It's been a wild day throughout USL Championship. Pulaski, that's a clean effort from Mitrano. Scooped by Cabral. Ball hit with a bit of malaise. One high up the field, Olaski. Trying to circumnavigate wide. Nothing to show for it. Miami is going to try and pass through this pressure. That's a lot of orange shirts all cascading ahead, and they've won it again. Played centrally. Jafal falls just narrowly away from the post. And Miami better get it together or they're going to pay for this transgression.
Orange County is just inviting Miami FC to continue on and try to play it out of the back. Jafal takes this extra touch to steady himself. Gagliardi was watching it just like we were to see if it was going to go inside of his post or not.
Again, Miami can't get out. And this time Partita got hacked by Booth. Free kick, Orange County. And Miami has played with fire again. The jackets come off for Nocerino.
He's fired up and he's disappointed with his side's inability to break pressure, break lines, understanding when it's about keeping short, but then also when you need to play a line splitting pass.
Collar popped. Morton Carlson, solid drip check at all times. Jafal. Well, Karam's free. Got skied out of play. So that's Fox, the center back. Who would have thunk for Orange County? You bring in Zuback and Dunbar. So much exciting attacking talent. But all we've been talking about down here is Fox and Miles.
Those two are going to get a nosebleed being so high up the field. Fox had the one fall to him inside the 6-yard box as well. He's proven that he's quite the opposite of a fox in the box.
Give him time. Maybe he can earn the nickname back. Orange County powering forward. I'll pull this back. 10 ticket flex plans. Best way to attend multiple matches or to use all 10 tickets on your friends and family out to one match here at the Champ. OrangeCountySoccer.com/flex-packs for more information. The substitute spraying this forward. Cabral finding Gavanas, who scored from about here. Won't be given the space. Dunbar at full speed. Dunbar being waved wide by Zuback. Now Zuback taking that space. Dunbar. Back goes Zuback. Hungry for that first goal in Orange County colors. Big switch. Lamb by his lonesome. Numbers are even. Pulls it out. Tita. Held up. Kasipli. Heavily inverted. Kasipli just able to loft that over. Lamb. Miami felt the ball should be theirs. Referee did not concur. Kasipli. Pocket closing around Olaski.
Better from Orange County, keeping possession side to side, not making the visitors chase.
Header snap toward Olaski.
This is a wonderful sequence of possession, but can they do something that has a final action to get into the final third entry? It's a low block right now for Miami. They may need to go backwards to draw him out if they can't go side to side to get him open.
Simply ran out of patience.
Ran out of patience, ran out of room.
One back by Chata. Jafal.
It's crowded on that side. Needs to go back to draw everybody out. There's zero space in behind. A little clip ball over the top. That's going to be very difficult to do. So now you go back. You invite Miami FC to come out, break pressure, go a little bit south, a little bit east-west here to try to get that space so then you can go north and behind.
Header away. Back from Cabral. Mejia. Booth. Martita hounding. Miami suffocating, approaching halftime. And they just got handed a gift. Sprinting. Gensano dispossessed. But returned the favor, if only briefly. booth. Early ball ahead. Blasted at Shuttler. And wiped away.
Miami now having to wait for their opportunities on the counterattack variety, and Genzano this time tucks over, and Shuttler has done the hard work to be in the good position to make the save. A little bit of help defensively to cut down the angle. Chances have been few far in between for Miami FC, especially without Frank Lopez on the field anymore. Genzano's having to step up and try to go and join into the attack.
Corner, Miami, over the line. But now they've pulled it back. There was so much pressure on Shuttler, he got shoved into the goal. And Cabral, hands to his head, thought he had pulled Miami ahead again. Stoppage time brought to you by Zolfagari Law, 5 added minutes. And Shuttler might need a lawyer for this.
Yeah, I think it's the right decision in the end. That is Beek, who's just pushing his way in, and if he doesn't back into Shuttler, Shuttler would be able to make a play on that. But that's why Antonio Nocerino wants to put in 5-6 players inside the 6-yard box and just tell the corner kick taker, put it right on the hands of Shuttler. That one goes the way of Orange County. But the second or third one go the way of Miami FC. All you need is one, really.
Yeah, how many teams, let's be as creative as we can. Sometimes a little brute force goes a long way.
Sometimes it says go try to jump in a crowded group of people and see if you can come up with it. If not, maybe there's a knockdown, maybe there's a deflection, and in that moment, look, let's put it this way, if that doesn't get called, are we sitting there screaming that's egregious? No, but it, you know, you leave it to chance, right, with the referee to make the decision, and that one, it just happens to go the way of Orange County.
Back from Beek, forward from Gagliardi. There was the minute or so break at the beginning in observance of Ramadan and sundown. And the injury to Frank Lopez took another 2-3 minutes. Couple of goals, all of a sudden you're at the 5. So 3 more minutes to go here. Miami started with a really impressive win against Colorado Springs. Ball ahead. There goes Lamb. Lamb, angle tightening. Too tight.
That is a very big opportunity. That would have changed the team talks for both managers. Lamb picks his moments when he goes forward. That second touch, that last one before he shoots, it doesn't go towards goal enough. It goes a little bit too straight, a little bit too closer to the end line, and that eliminates his angle. If Lamb could do it all over again, it would take that just a little bit more inside. Then he has the option, do you try to go with the inside of your foot as well? That one, because it's at the angle it is, he has to go with his laces, put his foot through it, and you sacrifice a little bit of accuracy when you do that.
This game of hacky sack concludes with Lamb shifting upfield. The speed of Voloski not nearly enough, given how far behind he was. Goalkeeper sends that away. While Gagliardi was off his line, Orange County unable to pick up the ball. A minute and a half to play. A 70% clip of possession for Orange County between 30 and 45 minutes. Voloski. Partita, bad giveaway. Genzano dropping ball, line in off the hands of Shuttler. Gavanas has done it again. And Miami leads again on the stroke of halftime.
Good combination play, and ultimately Gavanas, well, he just puts his foot through it. You can't win the lottery if you don't buy a ticket, and he's given himself a chance. Truth be told, Shuttler should be doing better with that. Should be more confident to be able to push that wide, but Gavanas put it on target. He had the opportunity. Shuttler really should be making that save. And it's a brace for Gavanas seconds before the halftime interval.
His first 2 championship goals. He scored just 9 in 85 games for Greenville. Giveaway at midfield. Olaski through. Miami should find their way into this locker room as quickly as possible. The giveaways on both sides have to have these managers flummoxed right now. Cabral goes down, and that'll likely mean Miami will play the end of the half on their terms. Halftime. Well, Miami scores the opener, Gavanas, and then he's able to push one off the fingertips of Shuttler and in the 5th minute of stoppage time. There's your hero walk for Miami FC. Orange County get a goal in the middle from Ashton Miles, the 19-year-old center back, spearing off a set piece. And what a half it was.
It really was. It was efficient from Miami with their chances going into the halftime. They have an expected goal total of 0.16, yet they have 2 goals. That goes to show the degree of difficulty on both goals for Alan Gavanas. He's made the most of it. There were a few far in between opportunities other than that, but Gavanas, his brace, first 2 goals at the championship level, have his team ahead on the road, trying to spoil the party at Orange County.
IPA Physio halftime is coming up next.
So that no one ever has to tell your story from a police report.
Now working the only education for Gordon Youth Bank. Yaya has been with home for 24 years as a nurse. And also she's up in future placement by Singapore and putting the practice at Gold Hospital. Give it up one more time. Just hero, Charlie America, Christian Beecham, and Yaya Shah from the Maternal Child Health Department. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to next to you for tonight's halftime performance. Help us welcome onto the pitch, Synergy.
Welcome back to the IPA Physio halftime report. Orange County trails Miami FC. You know, you come out on opening night, Jamie, and you've got expectations, a lot of goals. Number of teams are just making their season debuts at home here this week. You get to see that fella back again, and it's a chance for everyone in the community to come support this Orange County side. It's Miami with the bookends. So you get all the excitement of a hometown kid getting his first goal, and still yet a mountain to climb.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful evening so far here at Championship Soccer Stadium. It's been a great turnout, a sellout early in the week, and so this was one of the hottest tickets in town. And well, we've had a really hot start. It's been an entertaining match. If you're a neutral for the home side, they'll be disappointed to go down, and I think Morten Carlson will be very disappointed at his side for conceding a late goal in a variety and fashion that they shouldn't have. But I want to go back and look at some of the performances from last year, what fans have come to expect from this Orange County side. Great run last year, and maybe exceeded some expectations with some performances along the way.
Yeah, certainly so. Think 2 years ago, and who would score the goals? Well, Milan Alaski scored a lot of goals, and of course that earned a massive transfer fee for him to go over to Europe. You see Kobe Henry leave a year and a half ago, the center back. This Orange County team is starting to define success in more ways than one. In 2021, it was the title, and that's something they've been after for nearly a decade. But what they've done in the time since is combine both winning, finishing third last year, and being able to set players up in Orange County to go expand well beyond its borders. As Orange County trails Miami 2-1, the IPA Physio halftime continues. As first half highlights and stats, as well as a look at news and notes around the championship, soon to come. Miami ahead at the intermission.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
You've given us a foundation to be proud of. We build on this now. This is it now, gents. This is us from now on.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Yeah, we running the game. We're coming in strong, and you will not forget it. We're here to take you on, and we can fight and we defend it. We never looking back, we focused on the road. We didn't come to play, and now we never let it go. Yeah, we want to take it higher.
Follow up in! Louisville level in the 70th. He puts it in. Indy 11 leads on the road.
Yeah, we want to take it higher.
Looks great.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
So first, we're going to have, on one side we have Alyssa and Harper. On the other side we have Ava and Gnarly. You guys got this, right? Gnarly, you got this. All right, go! All right, we got the training top going on. I think that's adult extra large. We might be swimming in it. You guys can get these hose branded Hummel training tops and all of our training gear.
We spoke to it in the opening half, a new broadcast deal for the USL, and both the Championship and League One will see expanded opportunity on national television. 10 regular season matches on ESPN2. CBS will air 2 regular season matches, the first of which comes April the 6th in Louisville for the Louisville-Indianapolis Proximity Association football contest. A noon start Eastern time for the championship final in November. In addition, 18 regular season matches on CBS Sports Network, 5 playoff matches on CBS Sports Network, and 75 games on CBS Sports Golazo Network, including this game tonight. And fans will continue to see games on local regional sports networks as well, such the case tonight in Southern California. Now, the news and notes around the championship would tell you that Brooklyn will not play in League One as initially expected. Said they'll go right to the championship along with their Super League team set to launch later this year. The championship play will begin for Brooklyn FC next spring, while Kenardo Forbes has reset what it means to be a Riverhound, and Rafael Baca continues to lead Monterey Bay to new heights. Now, the team of the week sees Baca and his manager, Frank Yalp, getting much-deserved praise, Jamie. Colin Shuttler from Orange County gets plenty of praise himself.
Yeah, Baca had a wonderful performance. Big win against Phoenix Rising at home. Jack Blake, again, back-to-back team of the weeks. Colin Shuttler, his standout performance in goal at Pittsburgh led them to a 2-0 win, and you start to see some other names in there. Clay Holstad hit the post twice in Rhode Island's debut as they stole a point deep into stoppage time in their inaugural match. It was a sight to behold in Rhode Island and a good sign for things to come where this league is and where it's headed.
Well, it'll be a nice nautical theme.
Located in the fan zone for tonight's featured merch of the match, our 2024 kits. Tonight is the first time you have the chance to buy any 2024 kits from our official outfitter at Color. Get your hands on the Kelly Rose kit and the classic kit in adult sizes tonight at the merch stand.
Halftime has been presented by IPA Physio. Orange County trails Miami FC 2-1. Let's get you caught up on first half highlights. And both teams get on the board here, but it's Gavanas, the hero, in more ways than one in this opening half for Miami FC. Let's start in the 12th minute of play. And Gavanas, available at the edge of the area, does the rest.
That's such a tight angle to score from. Shuttler really should do better, but Gavanas for his first goal at the championship level won't mind how or why he gets it after cutting inside on Andrew Fox and going against the grain with Colin Shuttler. But the home side, they started to grow into the match, and they were fortunate to find themselves not down 2-0. Frank Lopez, who would shortly soon after go off via injury, tries to go up and over Shuttler, who got caught in between coming out and tracking back. That's how we stayed at 1-0, and I left the door open in the 33rd minute for number 33, Ashton Miles, his first professional goal here at home. The South Beach native, or excuse me, the South California native.
Sure.
Would have worked for the South Beach one as well. He makes it 1-1. It looked as though we were going to be all square going into the half. Gavanas takes an effort, and somewhere along the way, Shuttler gets his wires crossed, and he starts going one way. The ball works back the other. Shuttler's not able to push that wide, and against all odds, the way the half ended in the final 20 minutes, Miami grabbed the goal. Miami take the lead, and they're ahead as we get ready to start the second half.
Halftime was presented by IPA Physio, the official physical therapists of OCSC. On to the second half of play tonight in Orange County, California. Tonight's broadcast presented by Hogue. That's a very early coming together, and Cabral is down. Ethan Zubak going over and catching the first half substitute. Came on for the injured Frank Lopez.
Just the trailing arm, nothing malicious from Zubak. Does make contact with Cabral. I think it's the right decision to go over and just have a word. That was sensible from referee Jeremy Shear.
Cardona, who captains this Miami team, puts it in play. Going to see Orange County siphon it off at the halfway line. And ekes away from Cameron Dunbar. Multi-year deal for Dunbar. Can get a lot of time in Minnesota. He's got his eyes on a big number. We'd love to see 15 to 20 goals by his name. Slammed out by Knutson. Zubak trying to knock it away. Guess what? Gavanas are back for 2024, located on the Omega Deck. Premium experience, the best way to invite your group of up to 20 to enjoy a match right here at Championship Stadium. Enjoy your own private bar, other exclusive amenities. Inquire today, orangecountysoccer.com/premium for more information.
Just a moment ago when Ethan Zubak committed that foul, as innocuous as it was, he had a moment with the referee, walked over to him and pointed 1, 2, and 3, insinuating that he's now been warned about persistent infringement. So the next foul that Zubak commits, even if it's not of an egregious variety, could see him going into the book for persistent infringement.
Now, quite the stat to alert you to. Miami gets that goal right on the stroke of halftime, right? Everyone says going into halftime with a lead, pretty good precursor, ultimately taking points. How about this? Miami are unbeaten in their last 33 games when leading at halftime. 27 wins and 6 draws dating back to June the 6th of 2021.
That is a staggering stat.
Orange County have their work cut out for them to try and buck the trend. Big diagonal, stretches too far. That was ultimately a 4-2 loss to RGV back in 2021. Their main color was orange too. There's something, I guess.
I mean, there's a parallel that you've just drawn.
Quite. Jafal. That's too far. You know, I remember talking about Sofian Jafal with Chad Ashton, who was the interim coach at DC United, and he said this kid might well be on a rocket ship. As far as his vision out of central midfield, really optimistic about Jafal's future. Ultimately, like most things at DC United, it was fairly short-lived because, well, it's yet another administration in now. Hopefully Troy Lassane, former championship coach at New Mexico United, was the interim last year at Red Bulls, gets a more extended opportunity to shape something there. But Jafal, the unfortunate collateral damage of a series of administrative changes. Ball down the line, back outside. Swung in, and that header never had any power on it, and Chata was hoping that would drop to him. And I've spoken with the staff at Birmingham, and that's part of why it comes to mind Tommy Sohn, but also Kano Smith on Sirius XM a couple weeks ago, the new Rhode Island coach. Getting a descending player from MLS and thinking that's going to be a winning combination in USL Championship really hasn't worked.
I think that speaks to the quality of USL Championship, that it's not just a guarantee that a player who was in a league that's classified one division higher necessarily is better.
But in the case of Jafal, the argument there, you've got the ascending player that maybe didn't get his run. That falls kindly, ultimately cleared away. Comes down to Fox. That's a really aggressive placement for the center back. Out for a throw.
I think a lot of times too, there are players in this league that are more than capable of playing at higher levels. They just need the opportunity and the run of games to do it. Jafal is finding that here in Orange County.
They've had a really nice run of guys with similar track records performing well there. This lifted out of play by the aforementioned Jafal. At DC it was, okay, can he make the team? And then he made it. So now will he play? All right, he'll get some minutes. Had a nice run through the Open Cup with DC United a handful of years ago. Hate not seeing DC United in that tournament this year. Ended up getting 28 games with DC United before going on to Austin for 7 games, and now he'll get his opportunity in Orange County to climb back up. All levied off by Gensano, and that's quite the challenge. Partida's on a yellow, something to keep in mind, and it was for dissent. Really enlightened attacking options available off the bench as well. We could see the Asensio debut tonight, but Bryce Jamison, Christian Sorto had a really solid run at Miami the last 2 years. Love to get his shot. Thomas Amang. First they have to repel Miami here. Even easier than expected.
Yeah, poor delivery. At least give yourself the opportunity with the set piece.
Changes for Orange County. They gave this about 8 minutes and then decided to move on. So Christian Sorto, the former Miami FC player, and Thomas Amang, who scored 20 goals over the past 2 seasons, enter into the game. So the Amang, in theory, you're able to stretch this a little more. Sorto, as Miami fans will attest, hugely creative. The full El Salvador international. Partida mentioned he was on a yellow. That last tackle, Morten Carlson thinks better of allowing him to stay. First substitutions, they're brought to you by MetaQuip, turning setbacks into comebacks. Sorto's home debut. Among's a well-known fan favorite here now. Booth. I was chatting with Devin about this. Are you a fan of the collared jersey? Is Miami in their collared kits make their way forward, swing this across, clearance, avoided Booth.
Yeah, I don't. That's a heavy challenge.
Yeah. Bolta to the ground.
Good to see Bolta back up after that challenge. To your point, I don't mind a collared shirt. I think it can be done right. I think it looks good on Miami FC's jerseys. Orange County, they've got it. Maybe okay without one on Orange County one.
Yeah.
I mean, look. Let's take a look at that heavy challenge from behind. Milowski.
Angling inward. There goes Gavanas. He's on a hat trick. He's out for a Miami corner. Gavanas has been a terror tonight.
It's been his creativity and his 1v1 ability to create space. He's so quick and agile that he's able to just drop a shoulder, and you know he wants to get on his left foot, yet he's still able to do it.
Corner provided by City Side Fiber. Back post aim, header cleared off the line. And Fox did the job. Ball bouncing back to the top of the 18. Now the whistle's gone against Miami. Orange County almost seeded off a set piece that would have really put Miami in an enviable spot. It's going to be a potential yellow, yes, for impeding the free kick.
Yeah, Shetler was smart. He tried to go quickly with the set piece, and Genzano was in the way, and as Shetler went to play it long, Genzano blocks it, and he gets a yellow card for delaying the restart.
The IFAB rules are the same over there, right?
Yeah, if I knew how to say yes in Italian, I would have said it there, but I don't, so.
Hoof unable to maintain. Zubak leading. Among! Second effort squeezed by Gagliardi. Orange County after it again. Back to his feet, Sorto. You know, there are times where you see your former club and you go, wow, I know everybody. Sorto hardly knows anyone.
There's been a big changing of the guard.
New coach, a ton of new players. Take another look at the save back on Among.
Good timing on the pass from Zubak. He puts it at the feet of Among so he can decide when and where he wants to go. But I want to go back and look at this goal line clearance from Fox. That is a game-changing play. If Orange County are to go and get a result from this match, that will be a big moment. That preserved it being just a 1-goal deficit as they look to try to overturn that staggering stat of 33 games unbeaten when they've led at half.
3-year run nearly for Miami FC. Say a lot of things about Miami FC's inability to really hit their full potential. But with a lead, nearly unbreakable.
I will say this, you just made a really good point a moment ago when referencing Sorto and not recognizing anybody on their side. So that stat in those 3 years and those 33 games were with a completely different side as well. So the club and the fan base is used to having some success when leading half, but this group have yet to prove that.
Another hard challenge, another yellow card. And this will go to Bota, who's now been on the giving and receiving end of a tackle like that.
Bota just a little bit late. Late enough to receive a booking.
The only guy on the field for Miami FC who was here last year was Cabral.
Well, and that's maybe the benefit of the doubt from earlier when he didn't get a booking on the tackle in midfield on Jafal, and that's all Partita get a yellow card for dissent. Maybe that's where he got the benefit of the doubt on the first one, but not on this one. That's good officiating from a referee to keep that in his back pocket for a bad referee pun.
It's in the notebook.
I don't know if there's any good referee puns, but that was certainly a bad one.
Yes. That was not the first. Away from Zubak by Cardona, who came in for Chattanooga Red Wolves. Chata.
It's crowded, needs to go to the other side. That's good recognition from Sorto.
Shuttler. Fox. Sorto navigating. Then Ofemu awaits by the fourth official to enter in a moment's time. Perhaps to try and stem an Orange County comeback attempt. Sorto. Off of Cardona. Ball ahead from Chata. Sorto! Header save! Gagliardi pushes this wide of the post. That's a stunner from the Miami keeper.
Chata with a great entry pass. The substitute Sorto serves up a perfect cross. Among must have thought that was destined for the back of the net to cap off that wonderful passage of play, and my goodness, Gagliardi, wonderful reflex save to keep his team in front.
That's a stunner for sure. Luis Pedro comes in. It's the slow walk from Mejia. Former Atlanta United 2 player. There's Ofemu in off the bench as well. Balta comes out. Subs are brought to you by Metaquip. Luisinho for short. Corner, Orange County. They had already scored off one. Contact galore. Knutson on the wrong end of all that. Orange County had thought perhaps that had touched somebody on the way through. They certainly played the part. Let's not act like you haven't gone over to try and pick up the ball on the touchline and get away with it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And this is clumsy, and Knutson is fortunate he didn't get twisted and tangled up. But the weird way that I believe it was Fox fell. Yeah, I don't hate the idea. You just walk over and quickly and confidently grab the ball like it's your throw-in. Dunbar needs to take that on the half turn. The ball has been played through the lines and it's split. Oh,
Pedro.
What a ball.
Shuttler's got a long way to go.
He's not going to try to shield this out, is he? Very rarely do you see a goalkeeper doing that in the 65th minute.
This dude's already scored a goal this year. The world's his oyster.
It's house money after week one, huh?
Takes the captain's armband on as well. He backed up Patrick Rakowski in 2022. Started last year as Cody Cropper and then jumped into the fray and nearly a clean sheet every other game during that epic late season run for Orange County that saw him to the conference semis. It's a nice little build-up. Gavanas held up well enough.
Good turn.
There he goes. Gavanas pitchforks for Booth. Offside. From the man who helped Charleston to the greatest single season turnaround in championship history, and ultimately the final is the Eastern Conference winner. And a proud Panther of FIU fame. 5 years there, on to Greenville, which is a reminder of how much talent John Harkes accumulated with Greenville Triumph. You think about it, Greenville, diaspora all over the league. Same with South Georgia, Tormenta, a handful of teams. North Texas, when they were in League One, certain teams just have an eye for talent, and everyone just comes and tries to pick them off when they're done. Sorto. Sorto goes down. And somehow that's neither a touch from Beek, nor a foul.
Good tracking back from Beek to catch up with Sorto first and foremost. And I think when the challenge, kick it off of Sorto to go over the end line, but nonetheless, that was a marauding run back, committed effort, and the execution was a 10 out of 10.
Pedro. Gavanas got put on the ground. It's cleared through Olaski. Prodded out by Knutson. It's another good example out of League One. Started Shore at South Georgia Tormenta, 3 years at Omaha. Think like Damia Villader at Sacramento. And Jay Mims pulled some guys out of the weeds that made a major impact.
Go to show you there's a ton of talent all throughout USL at different levels. A lot of times it's just about opportunity.
Yep.
The hardest part sometimes is just getting your foot in the door.
Exploring down that right side. Olaski. Options entering into the box. And a corner to show for it for Orange County.
Fans, get up and get loud for an OCSC.
Wind is blowing toward the goal. City Side Fiber presents the corner. Swung in, net's empty, Among! Denied just moments ago with a spectacular save. A second goal off a corner tonight for OC. And level again.
Another corner kick, another goal. This time it's the undoing of Gagliardi coming out, and he jumps at the same time as Knutson. They collide, and then it's Among versus Cardona, one-on-one, and Among will not be denied. Out leaps Cardona, nods it into the empty net, and Orange County brings these fans in the home opener back to life, back on their feet, and Orange County back on level terms.
This man scored just 10 goals in 84 games over a 6-year span. 11 in San Diego in 2022, 9 last season, his debut campaign for Orange County. And his first of the season now, all to play for. And Miami's run of 33 unbeaten, leading at the half, remains intact, but for how long? Out of play. This match presented by Hogue, the official hospital and healthcare partner of OCSC. Once again, by the Noah Benadu Foundation. I want to remind fans to never drive drunk and get home safely. for the 8th straight Saturday. A sellout in Orange County as it's driven away by Shuttler. And tonight's attendance will be announced as a sellout for a home opener in OC for the first time. Can they give them something to really talk about? Chata puts it in the air. Finds the backside. Rolled centrally. Dealt with by Miami. Zubac. Upfield from Miles. He scored the first goal for Orange County off a set piece. His first career goal. Jafal. They've switched the point effectively again. Now what can they make from it? Chata. Fox. Inside from Dunbar. Back toward Among. Gagliardi. Stumbling and bumbling forward. Does ultimately get to Gavanas. Toronto. And now a foul from Genzano.
Genzano lets Orange County off the hook. Have the defender facing his own touchline and, end line, and 2 yards off of it. Just hold them up, no need to foul. That'll be the last action for Genzano tonight.
It's another Gagliardi. Mattia. Winger from Roma. Booth comes off as well here. These are subs 4 and 5. There's Vang coming in. A couple of years at forward Madison, then on to Columbus 2, then Timbers 2. A former Next Pro winner. Last year debuted for Laos, the senior level. And for Miami, they've put all their cards on the table with 15 minutes remaining here on the road.
And for Miami, I think they need to make sure, first and foremost, a point on the road is never a bad thing. To keep that in perspective, so being compact defensively, difficult to break down. They've been really good when Gavanas has been able to get on the ball. If he can create, try to spring some players. And then you've got Gagliardi and Vang now with some fresh legs. So can one or two of them look to try to stretch and get in behind the players who have put themselves about for 75 minutes? Okay, they can be the ones that are compact. But as a substitute, can you be the one that stretches the field? At this moment, all it takes is one mistake or one moment of brilliance to separate these two teams. Leaves us all to play for as we wrap up Saturday night in USL Championship. Only one game on the slate tomorrow.
Driven long, Among. Femu put that potentially out of the venue. Among. Good steered header, but it's taken right back and lined over by Lamb.
Just an inadvertent turnover. Lamb catches it cleanly, but Gagliardi has just come on. Got to be cleaner at that point. course, Daniel Gagliardi will be the first one to let Mattia Gagliardi know that he made a mistake.
That'll happen from time to time. Orange County returns to the champ next Saturday night. It's that spring break beer fest against Tulsa. Limited seats still available. OrangeCountySoccer.com/tickets to sell out another night at the champ. Clipped in, header away. Throttled out by Javal.
It's good dadding there to let the child be able to give the ball back for the throw-in down on the sideline pitch. Just a casual memory made there for the youngster.
It's funny, the only time I ever see your kids at a game, they're always in the rafters. They never get quite that close. Into the penalty area, that touched away, and Sorto sends it out.
You offering pitch ITs for?
I'm not, no.
Okay.
I don't have that juice.
All right. Clearly, I don't either.
Lucinho. Luis Pedro finally taken off. Sorto goes in hard on Cardona. Change for Orange County. You want to talk about bringing in the human embodiment of a lightning bolt? Bryce Jamison's your man. Zubac comes out. There's something to be said for hitting a rock with a hammer so many times or taking so many chops at a tree before it falls. Zubac may have played that role tonight. And certainly Bryce Jamison, who played last year at the World Cup in Indonesia, will try and be the one that finally gets it to break. They're making a call down to the subs. It sounds like, yeah, this is going to be it. If they make a change right now, it would be a singular moment, wouldn't it? Ball hasn't been back in play yet.
I believe so, yeah.
So because they've got 3 subs remaining, they just made 1. And then they're going to bring in a debutant. Ayub is about to come in.
It's a good point about the substitution window.
So take a look. This was unrelated to the play itself, and he realized his night was done. One day ago, he was announced. Part of 3 new signings. Ryan Ayub does maintain his collegiate eligibility as part of the academy contract that he did sign from Hawthorne, California. Comes over from the next pro program at LAFC 2. Got 7 appearances for them, 407 minutes. Out of St. John Bosco High School and the Total Football Academy, TFA. This is a moment for everybody to catch their breath. What's the thought here is looks like this may be more substantial than initially thought. He got up and he walked away from it. Now Sorto has his leg wrapped up. He pulled down the sock. He and Cardona speak there. Cardona new to Miami. Sorto would actually be the longest tenured Miami player on the pitch if he was wearing the other shirt.
The stretcher came out, but all credit to Sorto for being tough and refusing to go off on the stretcher. But you're right, that looks very substantial and very worrisome. Initially, that adrenaline rush after that tackle propelled him through it, and then a moment later, he realized the severity of the tackle. And we wish all the best to Christian Sorto, who subbed on and will have to sub off now for the debutant.
Well, Ryan, welcome to Orange County. So, by making the change when they did, Orange County only uses the singular window. So they do have 1 sub remaining, and how they decide to deploy that is likely heavily influenced by what happens in the next 7 minutes. Sorto out, Ayub on. Sub brought to you by MedEquip, and here's the hoping that setback leads to a very quick comeback for Sorto. Now with Zubac coming off, it looks like Among is going to play alongside Jamison up front, at least for the moment. Among the equalizer off the bench on a set piece. Miles had equalized in the first half. All the offenses come from Alan Gavanas for Miami. Goals in the 12th and the 5th minute of first half stoppage time. Dunbar, who drops way deeper now with those 2 up front to stretch.
Yeah, tactically, they'll get Dunbar hopefully on the ball a little bit more, and he can be creative in there.
Notably, by the way, Ben Norris, who's already debuted with the senior team, is also signed to a new academy deal. And Juan Santana, goalkeeper, signed his 3rd academy contract with the club. Miami have led twice. Go ahead a 3rd time, make for a very joyous flight home. Femu knocks it further. Chata got beneath it. Maybe there's something on for Dunbar. He spots the run wide. Pestering defense. To fall. Chata.
It's patient from Orange County, waiting for the moment for something to open up.
For Mitrano. There's the moment. Attacking and angling and sending across. It's out of the reach of Chata, and it was a long way to scurry for Gagliardi.
It's agonizingly close for Orange County and Cameron Dunbar. The initial one, he wanted to get to the right foot. He was blocked off of that angle by Knutson, and so he had to come back the other way. This would be the best look at it. Is it a shot? Is it a cross? Maybe a little bit of both.
Crowd can sense the momentum. Slips through. That's well done. It's on here for Orange County. Shot blocked. Came perilously toward Ayub. Picked back up by Chata. And arriving Cardona, he got pushed.
What a big tackle that was to block Jameson's effort. Orange County are in the ascendancy. They look as though they're the team most likely to find the game's next goal if there is one.
Maybe now Miami can be the team that grabs the 2 points. Jameson trying to chase it down. Cabral played a much larger role tonight than he probably anticipated, having come on as a substitute in the first half. Beak. Settled. Gavanas will angle around instead. Cross hung, pulled out by Orange County, only to see Miami back into possession. Cardona. Among at his back. Pedro. Finally deterred.
Incredible work back from Among.
A striker who knows that without the ball, what's it really mean now? Let's go dig it out for Orange County into the 90th minute now. And there will be a lot of stoppage. Injuries, substitutions, goal for Orange County as well. Gavanas waited that out well. Cabral. Cardona. Pedro. 7 added minutes. They're presented by Zolfagari Law Firm that get their money's worth tonight. Beak. Talk about patience. Touched away from Cardona. It belongs to Orange County. Orange County hoping to peep 2 late points. Well, Famu fell down. Among can't get there. Scooped up from behind by Dunbar. Out now to Jameson. Jafal. Ayub. Crossfield clip back in. Turning shot handled by Gagliardi. And Among is looking for expert level of difficulty.
Oh, this is of the spectacular variety. Gagliardi looked like he had it covered the entire way, but I tell you what, Among, if anybody's capable of pulling off the spectacular, it would be Thomas Among.
Pedro. He's stripped. 5 minutes remaining. Ofemu. Gagliardi made an enormous save on Among. Fox, a key header off the line. In fact, we only ended with 4 goals, somewhat miraculous, and maybe, perhaps, we won't. Ofemu. That is towering. Has the exhaustion set in?
I think so. I think you're starting to see a bit of heavy legs and decision making. Was not reminiscent of what we saw early on in this match. But Miami, although they've given up 2 leads, I think they'll be okay leaving this cross-country road trip with a point in hand. They've got to hold on to it now.
Among, what a touch! Keeper off his line, and he had to be. Gagliardi just sold out for it after Cardona got beat.
You know what to do, and get live.
Corner.
Incredible touch from Among. Just baits Cardona in and then wins the race to the end line. Gagliardi, alert goalkeeping to come out.
2 goals off corners. Is there a winner? Goal kick. 3.5 minutes to play. Good statement about California public schools.
Counting is strong. Trying to bait the referee into giving a booking for time wasting.
And at minimum, if you're sitting at 97 and maybe there's one more chance for Orange County, you have a feeling maybe there's another 15 seconds to be had. Orange County wants to get it done now. Jafal. Pivoting over the ball. Rolled over. It's still there. Jamison! Along the line, Gagliardi to his knees to claim.
Gagliardi was just constantly put himself in the right position. This time he had a pair of his own teammates right in the way. Among in there as well, but just puts 2 hands on it. Does everything he can to just caress it, make sure that he keeps it out.
Really squeezed it at just the vital moment because he reached around Among to get a piece to it. Chata. Bounce down to Jafal. Orange County load up again with 100 seconds remaining. That remarkable span, 33 games leading at the half that Miami have gotten at least a point. 27 wins and 6 draws over 3 years. And Miami trying to make sure they'll have the last chance. Taken by Orange County and won back with a strong step by Knutson. Jamison got a piece. Miami getting really careless. I'll have another go. Pedro. Pedro, back post. They get there, they do, they keep it going. Dunbar just got taken out. That'll come with a card. That's Beak.
bit of deception from Dunbar. Peak just understands at this moment in time taking a yellow card is better than a counterattack.
Header right to Gagliardi. Full time tonight in Orange County. Miami lead twice. They lead with just a point. Now 34 unbeaten when they lead at the half. But Orange County showed their resilience not once but twice. 2 goals off set pieces. And it finishes 2-2.
Miami did everything they needed to at 2 different points to grab the lead. They concede the lead 2 different times. All said and done, probably a fair result. Miami exceeded their expected goal expectation. 2 goals on the scoreboard, 0.32 expected goals today. So they were incredibly efficient. Orange County knocking at the door, but that man right there, he kept them from being able to get all 3 points in their home opener.
Gavanas, tremendous. Our Pulse game coverage presented by Patterson Auto. And our player of the match comes by virtue of the ultimate equalizer, Thomas Among, Hogue, man of the match.
Off the bench, onto the score sheet in the 70th minute. Just out-wills, out-muscles, out-jumps Cardona to grab a point for his side. Thomas Among, his first of the year, on a big one that wins his team a point.
After a 9-goal output last year, so much expectation on Thomas Among. And he gets the equalizer tonight. Orange County pick up another point. That's 5 in their first 3 games, a win and a couple of draws, and their home opener, quite the occasion. Chances galore. Our Pulse game coverage tonight presented by Patterson Auto. Got a wrap-up coming up you won't want to miss. Orange County 2, the Miami FC 2. This presentation of Orange County Soccer Club is presented by Hogue, the official hospital and healthcare partner of OCSC, and by the Noah Benadou Foundation. No more victims. Never drive drunk. Olay, Orange County, twice equalize. And behind that mask, no tears tonight. Just happy that it happened. So too, Jamie and I. Patterson Auto presents our Pulse game tonight in Irvine, California. And we wrap this one up by taking a peek at our full-time highlights. They're brought to you by Omega Accounting. We'd need a lot of accounting in this game. A lot of cards, a lot of goals. They walk out to the excitement of the home opener here in Irvine, and the opening goal came from Miami. A little air out of the balloon.
Yeah, Gavanas was a threat all night for Miami FC, and this time he cuts in on the left foot, catches Colin Shuttler leaning, goes near post, and steals the early goal against the run of play. But Orange County, they would claw their way back into it. The 19-year-old, his home debut, Ashton Miles, rises up above at the back post, meets it, times it, slams it home, makes it 1-1. And just seconds before the half, Gavanas takes an effort from 30 yards out, and Shuttler just misreads it completely. It swerves back a little bit, but nonetheless, the goalkeeper of Colin Shuttler's quality would expect himself to be able to save it.
So up at the half, only to see Thomas Amon come off the bench. Net's empty. Little man gets a header.
He jumps up and out-muscles Cardona, does everything he needs to get on the end of this. Not into an empty net. Second time off of a corner kick, Miami FC concede. Second time they have a lead. Second time they give it away. Disappointing from Miami standards, but truth be told, at the end of it, probably a fair result with the way the game went.
Calling a man who's 5'9" a short king too far?
Well, I'm 5'8.5" on a good day, so it rounds up to 5'9", so.
All right, short king. Orange County, the 2 goals, 14 shots. They're going to be disappointed they didn't come away with more from this game.
Yeah, I think the shots maybe are a bit misleading in the sense because the quality of the efforts, a lot of them were put wayward, were put on beyond. Only 5 of those 14 were on target, whereas Miami, 4 out of their 5 shots were on target. So, again, it was probably a match where Orange County would probably be the more disappointed of the 2 teams, but based on the course of the action, there wasn't too much that separates them as opposed to big chances in the final third.
Jamie, enjoyed it. Good to be back with you again. Next time you'll wear the mask.
You beat me to the punch. Well done there, my friend. Hey, I'm smiling just like he is behind that mask, being back in the booth with you, Mike Watts.
The key is to have a beard that really fills that space in and keeps the orange flow going. And indeed, Orange County will split the spoils 2-2 tonight in Southern California. Good to be back here in the OC. Miami will head home to see Charleston, the reigning Eastern champ, next Saturday night. Orange County will stay here in Irvine, CFC Tulsa next Saturday night as well. Patterson Autos presented the Pulse game. Jamie Watson, our entire team in Irvine and beyond, Mike Watts saying thanks for watching. Miami goes on the road. They lead twice. They take a point. It finishes 2-2. So long for now.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.